Hi everybody, welcome to this new live and thank you for joining us. Today we will talk about the ECAM Engineering program and we will particularly explore one of the offered concentration, Robotics and IT. My name is Gaëlle and I work for the ECAM Engineering program as well as all the admission office at ECAM Lyon. And I am here today with Guillaume and Gauthier who will now present themselves. Guillaume?
Hello, I'm Guillaume Gibert, and I have been assistant professor at ECAM since June, and I'm the program leader of the Robotics and IT concentration. And today I'm very happy to present this concentration. So do not hesitate to ask questions on the chat.
Thank you, Gauthier.
Hello, I'm Gauthier Rennes. I'm in Engineering 3, and for next year I chose the Robotics and IT specialization. Sorry. Yeah, don't hesitate to ask me questions about my past 2 years.
Thank you to both of you. Before talking about specifically the robotics and IT specialization, let me briefly introduce you our school and program. ECAM Lyon is a French engineering school created in 1900. Therefore, since then, our school and courses are strongly recognized by the government, the industry, and our international network. We are located in Lyon, the second biggest city in France, as well as a big scientific hub. We will talk a bit more about our beautiful city at the end of this live. As you may know, the French education system is renowned around the world for its excellence and the professionalization it offers. Indeed, as you will see with the ECAM Engineering course, you will spend a lot of time along companies to build your professional skills and network. The rankings also show that ECAM Lyon is recognized, yes, for its tie with industries, but also for the quality of the student support and its international network. I will now share my screen with you and show you the structure of the ECAM Engineering program. You should be able to see it now. So as you can see, the ECAM Engineering program is a 5-year course taught entirely in English. From day one, you will have classes only in English. International students will have French courses, and French students can also study other languages. At the end of this 5 year, you will obtain 2 degrees, a double degree, the Mechanical and Electrical Engineering degree from ECAM Lyon, and a Master of Science from the partner university, where you will study during the last year, so a Master of Science in the specialization you will choose. Indeed, this program offers 4 concentration that you will choose at the end of the second year. The energy engineering is the specialization that we presented last week. So if you are interested, you can watch the replay of the live that we did last week. Then there is robotics and IT that we will present today. Industrial and supply chain management, as well as mechanical design engineering, 2 specializations that we will present in January. During the first 3 years of this program, you will study scientific fundamentals knowledge, such as maths, physics, engineering science, and a lot of projects and workshops. And then you will start studying your concentration at the end of year 3, more in year 4, and completely in year 5. So you can see that you will not only study during this program, you will also apply your knowledge in a lot of projects and workshops, but also during internships. You will spend 10 months over the 5 years doing internships in companies. That's an important thing to note, because you will build your professional network. You will also have projects doing with companies, as well as career nights and other a lot of opportunities to develop your building and build your professional network. This program, you can enter in different ways. We'll talk about that later. And then you will have continuous assessments. Every 6 months, at the end of each semester, you will have exams, but also all the time during the year, you have small exams that will help you understand what you have to work. And then, so this continuous assessment help you go over the 5 years. So that's pretty much the main information about this program. You can join it in year 4, either on Parcoursup for French students or on the international platform. I will talk about that later. But you can also join it in year 2 or year 3. The profiles are available online. So that's pretty much what I can tell you about this program. Now I will let Guillaume tell us a bit about this program. What do you think of it as a teacher? What are the advantages of studying in English? Can you tell us a bit about it?
Okay, yeah, so this program is very nice because during the first 2 years, you will really have a common core where you will learn a lot of math and physics and engineering courses. And then during the year 2, you will have some workshops, one for each concentration. And this workshop will help you to decide which concentration you want to specialize on. So it's very interesting to follow this workshop because it's very helpful to really understand what each specialization is about. And then during year 3 and year 4, you will have very specific courses on this concentration. Yeah, it's very interesting to study in English because then at the end of your courses, then you will be able to find jobs worldwide, and even for year 5, you are going to do an exchange with an university abroad. So it will be much easier for you to follow the courses there because you will have already all the scientific vocabulary necessary to do so.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Gauthier? Why did you choose this program?
Well, I chose the program exactly for the English and the open doors that we could get to work abroad. It's the first school that's already fully taught in English, and that was pretty interesting. That's the reason I chose it. And I didn't want to do a classical classe préparatoire as we have in France, because I wanted to have more practical work and more experience along my first years. Even though I wasn't sure what specialty I would take, it was interesting being able to work on robotics as well as on mechanical engineering.
Okay, thank you. Now maybe we can, start talking a bit about the robotics and IT construction specifically. Gauthier, Guillaume, sorry, as you are a teacher of this program, can you let us know what are the courses that you study there, the projects, what company you will be able to work with after that? Give us more information.
So in fact, so you start the courses on this specialization in year 3, and you will start with 2 courses. The first one will be Introduction to Robotics, where you are going to use this kind of educational robots to learn more about robotic arm, or this kind of mobile robots. I mean, they are educational robots, but they are very nice to start learning about robotics. You will also follow a course on sensing and perception, and also on signal processing. Then during year 4, you will have more advanced topics on robotics, where you will be using more industrial robots. So this is a small representation of industrial robots from KUKA, but we've got some industrial robots here in the lab, so you will be able to practice with this kind of robots. And in fact, with all this knowledge, you will be able to work in either big companies using robots, or even with robot manufacturers, or at the moment there are a lot of startup companies using robots for very nice applications. So plenty of possibilities for your future work.
Okay, thank you. And so Gauthier, why did you choose this concentration, and how did you choose this concentration too?
Yeah, so first I will answer how did I choose. Robotics wasn't my first choice. When I arrived at ECAM, I was hesitating between mechanical engineering and especially design. Sadly, the specialty was removed, but during the 2 first years, I got pretty interested into coding, on C++. Then I discovered through the workshops Arduino, and I discovered it was a very interesting world. And so I built things on my own. I worked on the workshop where we built an Ambilight system in first year. I was able to create my own MIDI controller because I make music. And I thought it would be very interesting to dig a bit more in the field and maybe learn tough things like signal processing, because that's something I would need right now to know. And that will be a cool thing to learn next year. Maybe I'd like to, maybe you could talk about my internship ideas.
Yes, of course, that's a great idea.
Well, I found quite a few companies here in France, like Arturia. It's from Grenoble, I believe. Yeah, from Grenoble. And they make cool keyboards that rely on things I could learn here at ECAM. And so that's one idea I have for internships.
Okay. And do you have an idea of what you would like to do maybe after, like a career project, or do you wait to see with this internship?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the internship, and I'm waiting for the knowledge I will acquire next year, because I'm not really sure. But from what I know, since we're going to learn how to code a bit more, maybe I'm going to open more doors for a job-wise.
Okay. And specifically regarding the university that's partnered with this concentration, maybe Guillaume, can you tell us a bit about the 5th year where they will go to study this Master of Science?
Yeah, so at the moment, there is one main partner, which is Staffordshire University in England, but we are currently working with other universities, and there are a lot of progress at the moment to open more position for the 5th year in different universities. Yeah, so this is in progress, but for sure, if you start your courses at ECAM next year, then during the 5th year, you will have a lot of possibilities to go to different universities which are partners of ECAM.
And what does it bring to students to have this Master of Specialization, especially in Staffordshire, when they will come back? What will be the difference with the ECAM Lyon, and what will they bring to them?
So yeah, the first thing is a double degree, of course, because you will have a degree from ECAM and also from the university, which is the partner. And on top of that is very specialized courses on robotics and IT that you will have with overseas. At ECAM, during the first year, you will be prepared for the, let's say, the common knowledge you need to know, and then you will choose really to specialize in one specific topic, because robotics and IT is very large. A lot of disciplines are involved in robotics and IT. So by choosing your university in 5th year, then you will really specialize in one of the topic, let's say signal processing or industrial robots or computer science.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And just a few words again about the workshops that you do to help students choose this concentration. You do not only offer classes at ECAM, you do offer as well a summer or winter school. Can you tell us a bit about those programs, short programs? Maybe Gauthier, did you do one?
Yeah. So again, when I wasn't sure about the specialty I would take, I went in Thailand last year to discover energies. So what we did there, obviously we discovered culture, but we also had visits in the university. And we had classes also to discover the field a bit deeper than what we could learn here at ECAM. And I believe the winter school and summer school was available in any of the specialties. And this, I think, helped a lot of us to make a decision, and was pretty interesting.
Okay, thank you. Do you think you have more things to add regarding the robotics and IT concentration? Maybe, Guillaume, do you have any example of other maybe internships that students did that were very interesting and applied to the robotics and IT concentration? Some examples maybe, or like a project that was very big that could help students imagine what they will do at ECAM?
Yeah, maybe a project. Last year, the students developed their own, created their own small 4-axis robots from scratch. So it's really, they use the knowledge they learned during the first year to create a small robot from scratch, designing, what kind of motors they need to use, what kind of control they need to do, the kinematics, and so on. So really, from scratch, we taking all the knowledge they learned to design and create a real robot. So yeah, I think it's very nice.
Thank you.
Yes,
Gauthier.
Sorry, how can I start? Yeah, what I like at ECAM is I feel like adding building blocks, and I can reuse what I'm learning every year. So as you said, what I learned from first year, I could use it in the workshops, and I could use it in personal projects and in the projects we had, because in a second year, we had to build a weather station based on Arduino, and we used some of the C++ we learned in first year. And that's what I really like about the engineering school, as compared to classe préparatoire maybe, is that it's not about just theory, and you can actually build stuff. And I believe engineers are people that are very curious and interested by a lot of stuff. And I believe we all want to make stuff, build things, touch with our own hands. And that's what's really interesting in at ECAM and as an engineering school, is you actually build stuff from the very beginning of your studies. And it's super, when you have a goal, it's so much easier to learn and to go through the tests and the exams. I feel it's way more fun.
Thank you. What I would like to say also is that you don't have to have the goal right when you start the program, because some students can be afraid that this program is not as general as the French one that we have. You have to choose a concentration, but you will choose at the end of the second year, so you will have time to learn and develop your interests. When you were in high school, did you already have some interest for the robotic, or did you learn about this later?
I had absolutely no idea, honestly. I even chose at the very end of high school, I would go to an engineering school. Honestly, I didn't really think of it, and this passion really developed during my two first years.
Okay, thank you. So be reassured, everybody, it's not because you don't know why you want to do exactly that you cannot join this program. You will have time to develop. And as Guillaume said, those concentrations are pretty wide. It's a wide range of different things that you will study and be able to do later on. So you will not have closed door. And the first 3 years are general scientific knowledge. So it's not because you choose robotics that you will not be able to work in another field later, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, and we didn't mention it, but we also have a robotic club at ECAM. Do you happen to be part of this club, Gauthier?
I'm not. I work alone.
That's fine. But Guillaume, do you work with this club? Do you know what they do a bit?
So I'm not working yet with this club, but I'm planning to be involved at least a little bit with them if they need some help, or to design some project with them. At the moment, I don't know really on what project they are working on.
All right, but from what I know, there are several students involved with this club. They do have some projects and a lot of equipment on campus that they can use for their projects. And they do some demonstrations and shows. So at ECAM, we do have a lot of clubs and also this robotic club. So if you want to learn about it, maybe you can find them on Instagram, on the Facebook page. You can find some information. And yes, we do have a lot of things. So if you don't have any more information, oh yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I can add things about the club, even though I'm not part of the club. I know a few guys in it, and yeah, they have very cool projects. They participate to the French Cup of robotics very often. And I remember maybe it was last year, we had a gathering to present all the clubs, and they were building a soda dispenser, I think. And yeah, that was a pretty interesting project. I don't know if they finished it, but maybe next year new students may finish it.
Okay, great, thank you. So we might come back to the concentration, maybe with the questions that we might have on the YouTube channel. Please feel free to ask your question on the chat. We'll go back to them later. I will now focus quickly on the admission process to join this program. I will quickly share my screen again. Yes, so French students or students part of a French high school student abroad must apply through Parcoursup. This is a national French platform, and on this you will have to provide a lot of documents, your grades, motivational letter, and then you will have to do a motivational interview. We hope so on campus or otherwise online. But for international students, there is a very specific process that you have to go through. You can find on YouTube a short video that will explain you how to do it, or either online on a website. Everything is explained. You will have to submit your application on this website, application.ecam.fr/EENG. And there you will have to submit a lot of requested documents regarding your academic path, as well as motivational letter and also other documents. Then you will have to do a maths and physics test. The topics, if you want to prepare them, are available online on the website. If you pass the test, you will have to record a motivational interview. So this is a very specific exercise that's very interesting to do. And then you will have to wait for the admission board that will happen every month starting January to know if you are admitted. But yes, if you are admitted, you will still have to do an English test. And this is the case also for the French students. You need to have a B2 level in English to join this program. For French students, this is usually the level that you are expected to have at the end of high school. So if you have good grades in English, that should be great. That should be good enough. And for international students, you can look up online and see what the requests are. But you will have to do the English test and prove a B2 level, or give us a test like the TOEIC, the TOEFL, the Cambridge, the IELTS, proving that you have the B2 level. And international students have also to go to Campus France to provide some documents and do some application as well. So you can do both, either directly on ECAM application.ecam.fr, or directly on Campus France, but you will have at some point to go to Campus France. If you have any question about admission, you can write us on the email admission.engineering@ecam.fr. All information are also online, either on the French website or the English version. Parcoursup will open at the end of January, but the international platform is already open. You can already start applying, and the first admission board will take place in January. So that was for the admission part. Gauthier, can you tell us how did you apply and enter the ECAM Engineering program?
Yeah, on Parcoursup. And I had the chance to do an actual interview here on campus. That's when I discovered Lyon for the first time in the school. And yes, we had a little test where we had to build shapes with Kepler and Legos.
Okay, so you didn't have the chance to visit the campus before coming for the interview?
Oh,
That's
no,
what you said?
no.
Okay. So for students, just as Gauthier, who, for example, doesn't live in Lyon, or right now we don't have the possibility to welcome you on campus, please note that we have a virtual visit of the campus available online. It's 3-dimension visit, so you can enter the buildings, the classroom, the fab lab, and even the cafeteria, so you can have a look on the campus. So that's very interesting and help you maybe visualize. And then we're happy if you have the chance to be around. We will be happy to have you on campus. All the events possible will be listed on the website if you are interested. For the international students, I would just like to add that we do have an international student office dedicated to you to help you with all the visa process. And then once you're admitted and that you plan to come, with your arrival as well, with the housing. International students are housed on a residence just outside campus that it's open 24/7 every day and during the holidays as well. So we help you settle. We help you with all the administrative tasks, because we know that in France there is a lot of administrative tasks to do, but then you will be able to have a lot of support for the French government, so that's worth it. And Michael Moore is the wonderful person that will help you do everything. And we will have a live dedicated to the Student International Network on February 2nd. So I really invite you to join us to learn about the visa request, the arrival, the housing request, etc. That's going to be very interesting for you guys. Also for French students, it might interest you to know as well that we have residence on campus. It's called Jean Bouisset. You can visit it in the virtual visit. And if you're not living in Lyon, you can have a chance to have a room. So this, you will be able to ask for a room after you're admitted. Gauthier, you've been living on campus. Can you tell us a bit about what is it to live on campus? What about your room? What's the advantage of being on site?
Yes, I lived in the residence Jean Bouisset the past 2 years. It was a great experience. It's very interesting being able to wake up a bit later than the friends, because classes are just a footstep away. And it's interesting because you can work with other people from your class and you can build quite good friendships. So very, very interesting, very practical. And I still live on campus in villas, because after a few years living on campus, you can ask for the few villas there that are available.
Okay, thank you. So we will talk a bit more about the campus in itself as well. So as we said, there is a residence. I mentioned also a cafeteria. So we are very lucky to have a campus really located in the center of the city. I really invite you to have this visit on site, or if you can join us later during the year. So the localization is very central, and we have old buildings, but also new buildings. We have a lot of equipment. We have a cafeteria. So maybe Guillaume, tell us a bit of what maybe were you before, I don't know, in other school, or what do you specifically think about ECAM? What are the chances, the equipment that we have here? And then Gauthier, you will also give me your impression.
Yeah, so in fact, just to add a point on the campus, it's the best view of Lyon. In fact, when you go to the cafeteria, it's amazing. I mean, you've got the best view of Lyon. Regarding the equipment, we are very lucky because there are plenty of equipment. We've got some industrial robots. We've got plenty of electronic equipment. There are several buildings. I'm in building for the robotics and automation, but there are plenty of buildings on the campus, and it's very nice. I used to teach in other universities, and really for labs, it's very well equipped.
Thank you. Gauthier, what do you think of the campus?
For the engineering aspect, there's a very cool fab lab where you can build a lot of things. There's 3D printers, there's laser cutter, milling machine, band saws, a lot of tools. And there's a gym that's available as well. Not in this pandemic situation, obviously. And there's also a bar that's very cool. And yeah, the view is amazing. Best view in Lyon.
Yes, so I didn't mention, but we have a big park. We are on a hill, and so there is a part of the campus which is a park, and we are able to host a lot of student events on the campus. So as Gauthier mentioned, we have a bar, but we also have this big room with where is the bar, but this big room can host some events. There is like a big screen where you can, there is a movie club. You can also watch whatever football match. I don't know, but there is like a lot of place where students can gather normally, and we have some garden parties at the beginning, at the end of the year. We have some music festival as well. You can learn about that on the social network too if you are interested. There is also some information on the website. So normally, we are a very vibrant campus with a very big social life for students. Administration and teachers can also be part of it, and that's very nice because that's why ECAM is kind of like a family, because we are we have small classes and everybody get to know each other, and teachers and also administration can get to spend some time with everybody, so that's pretty nice. But I mean, that was how it was until now, of course. So maybe we can have a short parenthesis to talk about the situation now, just to reassure future students, to let them know how it was. Maybe Gauthier, give us your impression of, cheer us up, tell us how it was for you the first 2 years at ECAM with the social life, and how you managed to do this year as well for you, Guillaume, with the pandemic and everything online. How did you manage, and how was the answer of ECAM Lyon to this? Maybe first Guillaume for the class part, and then Gauthier, you can tell us about your whole experience about it after. Thank you.
Yeah, so in fact, the majority of the courses are online now because of the pandemic situation, but the labs are still on site because we think it's very important for students to practice and to experiment. So we want the lab to be on site, and so it's small groups, and it's working very nice. But for the rest of the course, it's online.
And how did you manage it? Do you have did you learn new tools? Were the students nice with you and patient?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was not easy to swap from on-site teaching to online teaching, but no, it was. I mean, the students understand. It was not easy to swap from one way to the other, but yeah, it was. It ran smoothly. So maybe the first week was a little bit difficult, but then it was okay. And it's very nice we could experiment for the labs on site. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Gauthier?
Yes, no real issue in the transition. It's very unfortunate we can't have real lectures anymore, but still a lot of teachers are putting a lot of effort. They are shooting YouTube videos we can watch again and again to revise for exams. Also, they are available on the new website we use, ECAM Talk. That wasn't working very well the first few weeks, but now everybody's used to it and it works like a charm. So yeah, the transition works very well. And yeah, being able to come for the practical works is very interesting because we still need to actually touch the material.
Okay, thank you. And now that this presentation is over, to cheer us up, can you tell us what you think, what you've been experiencing for the first 2 years after high school? What was the difference going from high school to like the superior education? And how did you enjoy your social life at the ECAM? How did you manage working for the class and enjoying student life as well?
It takes a little bit of practice and just getting used to a new rhythm, because as you said, we had a lot of social life with a lot of events on the campus. It's pretty different from high school in the workload, but it's a very different way of working as well. It's not like I don't know, we don't have so many homeworks to give after a week or so. But I could manage. Maybe at the beginning it was a bit difficult. Maybe the grades were not perfect, but after a while, yeah, I had a blast, if I can say it. The past 2 years were very good, very good.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it. I would like to just give you as well some dates if you are interested about the other specialization. So as I said, the energy engineering concentration was presented last week, so you can already watch the replay on YouTube. And then on January 12th, we'll have the live for industrial and supply chain management. You will also have the chance to have a teacher and students coming. And the last one, the mechanical design engineering, will be presented on January 20th. After that, so I remind you, on February 2nd, there will be the live with Michael Moore for the International Student Desk. And then in March, we'll have a last one, again, on the admission process. So there was already one a few weeks ago. So if you are interested on the details on the international admission process, you can watch it. And there will be another one in March if you want to ask questions. I just realized we had a question online. So Gauthier, Joanne is asking, do you provide working abroad later? Is it within your plan?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know where yet, but that's the reason I chose engineering, actually.
Did you so in engineering program you have to also do one internship abroad? Did you have the chance to do the first one abroad, or are you planning to do the other ones?
Well, I think it was mandatory at first, but due to the COVID, it's not anymore. So I didn't really plan on doing it. Maybe it's more about a financial issue, because, well, you have to find an apartment abroad, etc. But I believe during the 5th year, we have to maybe the university will require we do an internship abroad. But I'm not sure I will do that. But I'm definitely going to try to work abroad. Yes.
Okay, great. Other questions? Can we join the program only for the master? So as I said, you can join the program either in year 1, 2, or 3. You cannot join the program in year 4 to do only the master the last 2 years. You have to do at least 3 years of the program to get the double degree, because you will do the last year abroad. So you have to spend at least 2 years on campus at ECAM Lyon to get your double degree. And do you start program in January? So no, the only starting program is in September. So we do not offer to start the program later on. And please feel free to ask other questions. For now, it's all. But I explained at the beginning of the presentation that we are located in Lyon. For those of you who doesn't know where it is, it's pretty much in the center, more in the south, but it's the best city ever. So Lyon is great, first of all, for the localization, because we are 2 hours of train in Paris. The transport system in France is really great. We have to know that. And so you can be in the capital in Paris in 2 hours, working maybe 2 years, in 2 hours. You can be by the sea in 3 hours of cars or an hour and a half of train. You can be skiing in less than an hour by bus. We have an international airport that can take you pretty much everywhere. And yes, it is a vibrant city. We are the second best student city in France. We have more than 1,500 students with international students once, and there is a lot of things to do. The transport system, the housing system is great. And yes, the cultural activities are amazing. And as I said, this is a scientific hub, a very big one. So for the careers opportunity as internships and jobs, it's very interesting for scientific students to come to Lyon. I am from Lyon, so I'm really not that objective, but the two people here are not from Lyon, so they can give us maybe a more objective opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with your comments on Lyon. I'm originally from the south of France, and I moved to Lyon once in 2007. And because of job, then I moved overseas, and I came back to Lyon because it's a very lovely city with a lot of cultural heritage. Close to Paris, as you said, by train, can go by the sea very easily too, or if you like skiing, it's also very easy, an hour by car or by bus, and you can ski. So yeah, it's very nice. It's a big city, but still it's easy to live.
Thank you. What about you, Gauthier?
I really like Lyon. That's the reason I'm still here, and I didn't go back to my parents in the south. Yes, I feel like I will never get bored from Lyon. Honestly, I really enjoyed the past 2 years. Lots of things to do, lots of places to visit, lots of venues to listen to live music, for example. That's the thing I like the most here. And yes, there have never been a moment I didn't know what to do with my friends when going out.
Thank you. I just got a question for Joanne. When do you think we could register ourselves for the immersive 3 days? So for those of you who are in France or who are not far enough and will be able to do so, during the February holidays, we'll offer the opportunity to come on campus during 1 day and spend the day with the students of the 3rd year, for example, Gauthier for ECAM Engineering, but also from the program of the French program ECAM Arithmetic. And the registration will be available at the end of this week. So stay tuned. If you happen to give us your email at some point from any exchange we already have, you will receive an email to inform you that this will be available. As I said, we offer a lot of opportunities to exchange with us in French or in English. If you go to our website, you will be able to register to have maybe an interview with the admission team. You will be able to have the virtual tour of the campus. You will have the dates of the other lives, and we try to provide a lot of experience for you to be able to have information about the school. Feel free to join us on the social community. As I said, Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube channel has a lot of cool video. We did a very recent one on the ECAM Engineering program. So sadly, you might see some students with a mask, but that shows that it is very new. And it's explained again a bit of the concentration, the program, and you can see a lot of images of the campus. So I really invite you to watch this video on YouTube, just maybe right after the live. And yes, feel free to contact us anytime. And if you have specific question, we can ask for teacher to answer you, even students. There is a chat actually online on the website if you want to discuss with engineering students. Matthew is available to talk with you on the chat. I received another question. Can I change specialization in year 4 if I change my mind? So no, you cannot change specialization. That's why there is that many workshops during the second year to make sure that your choice is final. Let me see again. Can I work while studying? So that's a good question, especially for international students. It will depend on your visa. So you will have to make the research and look at the specificity of your visa. French students can work as soon as they are 18, but I really do not recommend working while studying, because engineering studies are hard ones, and you will have a lot of projects, and even if you don't have as much homework as in high school, you will have a lot of research to do, and it's hard. So if you want to work for the financial situation, especially for international students, please make sure that you have a strong financial plan before coming to France, or before thinking of this project. Even for French students, we do offer opportunity to have a bank loan. There is some scholarships available, but really working isn't the best solution. Guillaume, do you happen to have students who also work part-time maybe? Do you have some example? Do they struggle? I mean, I do have exchange with some students who, have to work beside studying. That happen, but really it's not the best option for you and your success in studies. I don't know if you have a word to say.
So for the moment, I don't have any experience with students working, but as you say, it may be very difficult to work and at the same time study the engineering program, because you will have a lot of work to provide, and it's going to be difficult to do both at the same time.
Gauthier, maybe you have friends who do that?
Yeah. I have friends. I don't think they worked in the first year. I wouldn't recommend working in the first year, because, as I said, you have to get a new rhythm that's very different from high school. So maybe the free time you have, maybe you should spend it doing things you like I don't know, playing music or going out with friends, because it's going to make the process of getting used to the new school so much easier. And even in third year, I have a few friends that decided for financial reasons to work, and they almost all regret it. So yeah.
Okay, so if you have any question about like tuition fees, I didn't really talk about it here, but everything is available online, and scholarship as well. Please feel free to write to us. I remind you the email. It's admission.engineering@ecam.fr, and we will talk with you and explain everything to you, so that you feel, serene to start your program. And I do not have any more question here. So as I said, everything will be available on the YouTube channel later on, so you can watch this live again. You can watch the one that were already made, and everything is available online. Feel free to contact us. The Parcoursup platform will open in January. We'll probably do a short video in French to explain the process. For the international students, the application is already open. You can already start applying and contact us if you have any question. The first admission board will be in January. So yes, we will now, I think, end this live, because I don't see any more questions, and I think we've talked a lot about a lot of different things. Now I will ask you, Guillaume and Gauthier, to give me a short feedback and a short maybe recommendation. What would you tell to a student thinking of coming to ECAM Lyon to study the ECAM Engineering program? Maybe starting with Guillaume.
Yeah, so just come and you will enjoy learning new stuff about, robotics, if you choose the robotic specialization, but you can choose energy or supply chain or whatever, but just come and you will learn a lot of interesting stuff, and it will be easy for you to use all this knowledge for your future jobs. Come.
Thank you. What about you, Gauthier?
Well, I don't know what else to add. I would repeat what has just been said. Yeah, come. You won't regret it. It will be very interesting.
Thank you. So once again, thank you both of you for joining me tonight and be so available to answer all these questions and give more information about the program. I think it will interest a lot of students. If you have any question and you didn't get the opportunity to say it on the live, please come back to us later and we'll answer it. And I hope to see you on the next live and maybe next year. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.